Okay, so we're asking the question, if the sweet spot is different, well, the sweet spot won't be different. That's where the knife is. Whether you're setting that angle at 25 or 20, you're working on it, but you're doing it to touch the knife, to find where the stones impact the knife. Just as a positioning. Once you find that positioning, then you're adjusting the angle. In other words, what I'm trying to say is it's not a different sweet spot for one angle, and then if you change the angle, the sweet spot changes. The sweet spot is a clamping position for effectiveness and efficiency that allows you to work any of those angles, apply any of those bevel angles to the bevel. That's how it should be. It should be that sweet spot position for sharpening. That up, down, front, back. It's not necessarily related to the angle. It's related to the angle in the sense that if you need to go lower and you haven't positioned your knife right, you could impact the clamps. And if you would have clamped it so that it was less of a purchase, more of the knife extended beyond the clamps, you would have had a different approach angle and you wouldn't have had. So the angle matters and all that. But the sweet spot from one side to the other, it's the same knife. You're just looking at one side or the other. The issue is that asymmetrically ground knives get sharpened differently on one side than the other, possibly. A lot of my 70-30 knives are sharpened at the same angle, setting side to side, and the same general sharpening stroke, but still the knife accepts that sharpening process differently, and that's why we see different height bevels. And that's what we should expect because the knife is ground differently on one side than the other. That's all fine. But when you're trying to keep that edge balanced from side to side and you're flipping on one side than the other, not only because you're working one side than the other, so you have to, you're always coming behind it and cleaning up. Whereas if you were able to have two stones, everything that you do, you're doing simultaneously and you're sneaking up on the edge. Whereas the other one, you're working on this and then you're flopping here and then you're sneaking up on it, then you're flopping and then you're sneaking up on it. And if it's different angle or some nuance that's different from side to side, it seems to me that when you're working with one stone, it would be more adjustments, more setting for one side than the other if they're different. So the vertically clamped knife with dual stones, the same precision, left to right, it's a mirror. You set them independently. Then, not only are you able to sharpen that knife independently, but by the duality. What you do on this side is telling you what's going on over there, because if this side and this side are very different, then you got something going on. I clamped this knife to sharpen it, and I found by matching it that I was about a 1/4 degree from one side to the other. That tells me, that right there tells me that if it's a 1/4 degree, that knife is clamped in a very good working position. If it was 2 degrees different from side to side when I matched the stone or placed the stone where I wanted to use it, that would tell me that something may not be right here and I need to identify what's going on so I know what I'm working with, because I would expect even a one-sided knife that may be shaped like this and the way it clamps it may be offset. But when you match everything and get it right, it should make sense for what you're sharpening. So when I clamp something vertically, what I learn about the setting on one side and the setting on the other tells me something about the quality of my clamping job. If it don't match up, there's something wrong. If it matches up, it means that I'm pretty good and I'm vertical. So I learn a lot by being able to look at one side, then the other side, then one side, then the other side. I get to sneak up on it. It's a different way of thinking about the sharpening because of the method is dual. Let me go to another video.